Alright guys, your boy Mercenary, and this time I have a ring light, so hopefully this looks a bit brighter and a bit better. Today I'm just doing a quick video on using Vulcan Horuseus for an attack combo rather than this pretty shitty, pretty mid defense combo. So I have the bay here. I've been testing it out. You can see it's already been pretty used if you look at the paint on the wheel. So I've actually been testing this a fair bit. It is very fun to use. I love using this wheel now. I've been missing out, and I'm glad that I finally have this bay. So I will be using this, testing it in a attack type combo, which I've done a lot of testing and came to the conclusion of what I think might be like good combos for this thing. I will say, you can probably just use the Horuseus energy ring for this, because it does put a good bit of weight distribution here, with at least for an attack bay. But at the same time, I will say Scorpio is probably like a better energy ring to use for this, clear wheel, whatever you want to call it, because when you put it on, it does kind of focus some more weight towards those heavy contact points. Basically the main points where you would be wanting this bay to hit hard, and it should focus some more damage there. So obviously this is a pretty light wheel. Well, I guess it's not obvious, but if you didn't know, Vulcan is a pretty light metal wheel, so it would be not the greatest for attack actually, though it does have a very high recoil wheel. It does get outclassed by things like Spiral, of course, and Pre-Hybrid Pegasus and Lightning El Drago, but I feel like it can have its uses. There's going to be what if Vulcan Horuseus was an attack type. If I was just using Vulcan for an attack combo, as I said, I would just use the Scorpio wheel or a Scorpio, however you prefer to say it. I found that you could use Horn 145 for this, and it'll be pretty decent. But I think the best energy ring, spin track is probably going to be GB 145. And most would probably just put RF on this, but I actually use R2F. Because this is so light, I feel like the aggression and the velocity of R2F benefits it way more than it would get benefited by something like RF or another attack performance tip. So this should perform pretty well. Typically, if I use like a what if this Beyblade was this video, I would just use their face bolt, but I'm gonna just test this against some other fairly competitive limited combos. So I will just throw on the metal face heavy and see how this thing performs against some limited defensive stamina combos. So here's the assembled combo of the attack type Vulcan Horuseus. GB 145 R2F. I hope this performs well. Actually, I know this performs pretty well, but let's just see it in action. To be testing it, I just have a couple of fairly solid defensive combos for competitive and stamina combos. First, we have Bakushin Leon, 90 RS as a good defensive combo, very low height. Should be pretty difficult to knock out. We'll see how Vulcan does here. Next, we'll be having Flame Cancer 230 CS, because of course we gotta have 230 CS if we're testing an attack combo for limited. And then finally, this is gonna be a shorter video, I guess, because I just have Medio El Drago, LW105, W2D. I will say LW105 might be a bit better for this, because it does make it a bit more balanced with the weight, but I mean, it's just a couple gram, like literally like a gram, I think, of difference, so I don't think it'll be too big of a deal, but we'll see as the battles go on. So guys, for the first fight, I'm just gonna jump right into Flame 230 CS. Let's see if Vulcan can take this win. Yes, it did. Getting a pretty easy knockout on Flame 230 there. with the height of Vulcan, it's gonna be pretty easy for it to catch the flame wheel and actually get knockouts. Unlike some other combos, which might be a bit too short for attack. Flame 230 on its edge being pretty evasive and just barely getting clipped by Vulcan. Probably going to win this battle. Unless Vulcan gets some contact soon, which unfortunately it did not. R2F, while being a lot more aggressive at that start, does wear off quite quickly in comparison to a regular RF. Which is why R2F typically isn't used, but I feel like it just helps a lot with the lack of weight here to have a higher speed as it slides around the stadium. So now the fight is 2-1. Vulcan landed some pretty heavy hits, but unfortunately it doesn't look like Horuseus is going to win this round. Meaning next battle is probably going to be a tiebreaker, which should be fun. I'm just going to do this because we know how that's going to end. Vulcan's just going to lose and I'm not going to waste your time with that. Gotta have at least one fail in every Moist Mercenary video. And Vulcan gets a nice knockout. That is what I'm talking about. So this combo is a pretty good counter to Flame 230 CS, so long as you get that good launch off on it. If you don't, then you are kind of just screwed, but I mean, that's kind of how it is with attack types anyways, so moving on. So we've seen this guy beat one of the tallest defense combos, or stamina, whatever you prefer calling it, in Metal Fight. Let's see if it could beat one of the shorter ones in Medio El Drago. Let's see if it's immune to spin stealing or if spin stealing just works on it. I will just do a proper launch, but I will hand spin Medio for at least one of these. Yeah, attack types are kind of just the bane of Medio here. Actually, maybe I should launch first and then hand spin. I don't know why I thought to use Medio for this, because Horuseus does just kind of win. Medio is much better suited to fighting like a defense type or something like this, not an attack type. I mean, it does just start spinning from rest point, which is kind of cool to look at, but yeah, Medio probably wasn't the best idea for this video. I was having hopes that they would actually get into that spin stealing conflict in the center, but looks like Medio just loses. Let's try one more battle because that is pretty short. Or maybe, you know, let me try, instead of hand spinning or hard launching, let me light launch it. Just gets hit into a wall and its stamina is completely drained. So Vulcan Horuseus, I mean, any combo attack wise can probably just win against a spin stealer like this Medio. So I'm not gonna hold it against Medio too hard here, but yeah, we saw how that went. Unfortunate for Medio. Lastly, I think this should be like the hardest match probably, which is Bakushin Leon MF. Pretty good defensive combo. I actually haven't used this combo for an actual defensive match yet, so this is gonna be fun. Yeah, there we go. So easily tanking hits here. It's mostly making contact with the gravity ball spin track, which means it's not going to take a ton of damage here, so Vulcan is definitely going to struggle against this. I feel like the best way to beat this Bakushin Leon combo is probably spin stealing, but unfortunately, you know, or not spin stealing, tornado falling. Spin stealing probably works too. Let me relaunch those. I haven't even been light launching, which would probably be better. Let me straighten up my stadium how I normally play it. Does that affect it too much on the camera? Not too bad. Oh wow, that was a nice knockout from Vulcan, and I did not expect to see that actually. Can Vulcan make a comeback? It does not look like it, unfortunately. I will do a couple more, because this matchup is actually pretty fun to me. I want to see how, like, if we can actually get another knockout with Vulcan here. I think I might have to I could definitely make Bakushin move, but it is very difficult for Vulcan here to get a knockout. Yeah, so this Bakushin Leon combo is actually just very good. I am pleased by this performance, as well as Vulcan, because no matter what you do, a high height attack combo is gonna do a bit less against something this low and this tanky. You would definitely need something short, which is why CH120 is probably the go-to for attack combos typically, but I don't know. I didn't want to just CH120 this, because I feel like that's what most people will do for their attack combos. Anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and drop a like, subscribe, all of that. Videos will be a bit slow for the next couple of weeks, because I am going to Trinidad, and I won't be able to record, but I will make sure to pre-record at least a couple videos just to have them spewing out as things happen. So I'll see you guys next time, whenever I'm back, which should be in about 2 weeks. So take care, y'all. This is probably gonna go up while I'm already in Trinidad, actually. So we'll see what happens. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace. Oh, subscribe to me, like the video, and join Exotic's channel or server on Discord in the description. I cannot forget that. Anyways, see you guys.